You in? Well, no, not yet. No. Yeah, it's a bit closer. Yeah, that's a bit closer.
Morning, Matt.
Morning.
How are you?
Okay? Yeah, good yourself.
Very well, thank you.
A bit tail heavy. Yeah. That is L-band jammer antenna. Basically, normally you'd have 3 cans in the back that ran the red shrimp. To replace the L-band, you replace one of the cans with a higher frequency jammer, and you fit this instead. These are red shrimp.
Sorry, what?
They're red shrimp. It's a broadband noise jammer.
All right.
L-band is very specific to radar and communications. To be 2 of these plates. During the Blue Steel era, they used to fit 2 of these plates, one under here, one under the other engine, so that they could, because when Blue Steel was installed, the missile shielded the countermeasures jammers from that side of the aircraft. So they fitted another one of those engines. So if people say to you, oh, why has it only got one on the left? It's because it's not a Blue Steel fitted aircraft, or it wasn't.
So, we've had a number of issues with the number 2 load, taking load. So we've number 2, well, the alternator and then the load that it produces. So when we put load on the alternator up to a certain point, it then drops out, which it shouldn't do. So we've changed a couple of components. We've changed the A breaker on the circuit, the S breaker on the bus. So now we have to fire it up to see if it works. There's no other way of testing it. So we'll fire up number 2, might fire up number 1 as well, and just see if we fix the problem at all.
There were some comments on the last video about leaving in the plugs and that inside.
Yes. Yeah. There's no because we're only running the port side of the aircraft. There's no problem with leaving the starboard side blanked. We've taken out everything on this side that could possibly be affected. So yeah, no issues with that at all.
All good.
Cool. Right. Thank you. No problem. Safety boots. Right. You doing this, Tim? Right.
Okay. Number 2 alternator testing part 16. Right, so we're basically going to do what we've done previously. We're going to run up number 2. Once we're happy with number 2, we're going to try and put the alternator online and put a load on it. We know where the load's coming from to cause the problem. And we will act accordingly, i.e. shut the bloody engine down. We will remain on the hooching during the whole test. Yeah. So that if we do lose anything, we're not going to lose fuel pumps and stuff like that, right, left and centre. Okay, anybody got any questions?
The only thing I would ask is, Eric was alluding to starting up the number 1 if the number 2 doesn't work, to try and isolate this load problem. So we might move on straight away, or he might shut down as he's not with us. I'm not sure what his intention is.
Yeah, well, say Eric's disappeared up the top. So basically, my thinking, and it's probably the same as yours, is we'll run the number 2 up, see whether we get the failure. If we get the failure, we'll then start number 1 up, and then do the test again as a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. All the usuals. Matt is who's running things down here? You or Matt's running things down here, so Matt will detail you where you need to be. As usual, if you spot anything, say something about it. Don't just hold it in there and hope that it will go away. Say something about it, and we will then do whatever we need to do to sort it out. Other than that, I haven't got anything else. Matt?
No, just standard. We're well practiced at this now. We're getting very well practiced. So yeah, shout up You see anything
Yeah, the
wrong?
amount of practice the tug driver's getting up.
He did a good job last time.
Morning, Rog.
Tired.
Morning, Rog.
Tired each week.
This comes off, I want you to go and fetch it because we're putting it back in.
What's the worst that could happen? Well,
Don't say that! still getting my engine.
No, it's not your engine. Your
It's
engine.
not my engine's fine.
It used to go nicely.
Yeah, it's the wiggly amp.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the problem.
it's his fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we blame
Yeah, the AEO's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, AEO's fault.
And he's got a lot. It can't be my fault. Alright, it's electric, well, it's got to be my fault.
How's Tim?
I'm fine, thank you, Mike.
Good.
Yeah, normally we've got to get So we started number 2 engine, started fine. We tried to put a load on the alternator and it didn't take. What we then did was started the number 1 engine to give a equal comparison. After we started the number 1, we started all the PFCUs and they were equally loading across both of the engines, alternators, but we were still getting a failure light. So we now suspect it's an indication problem with the number 2. We've changed A breakers, S breakers, so we think we possibly caused the problem further down the line. So good that it's taking its load, but we need to work out why we've got a failure warning light as a faulty indication.
So what do you think next? Diagnosis.
Need to go read the book to find where that feed comes from for the indicators, work out what's on the indicator circuit and start checking circuits from there. And we'll get it back on the pan and then we'll set about that. We've got a couple of other jobs we need to do this afternoon and then we'll see what we find from that. That will have cost a couple of £100
£100.
of fuel probably, yeah, to do. Even having them running idle for 10-15 minutes will be over like £100 of fuel. Yeah.
Guide me onto that, put the pin in. Guide me onto the turret arm and put the pin in. Right. I'll get ready to pull it backwards and get the shocks out. I think I've got the height roughly right. I think I've got the height roughly right.
It's too high up.
Still I lower it down a bit. Take the pin out.
Whoa. That's it, whoa. Forward, nothing, literally nothing. Yeah, we're in.
Wind the legs, wind the wheels up. Any technique, make it look like one attempt. Yeah. I have done it in one. I've got a video in there in one. That's always on the telly in there. It happens occasionally. Matt's putting the hoochie because the cab on the column is so tall he can't get under the wing close, so I gave him the opportunity to put the hooching back on the pan, and then once he's clear, and then we've got some people to marshal me and I'll push back. All good?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so
I've got to flatten out the grooves a bit
on the grass.
that I made with the Uchi.
Just watch that tent for me and that's about it really, I think.
Well, yeah. When we get that far
Okay.
back. Yeah.
All right, I'm coming
Okay.
in. I'm coming in. It's moving now, Matt.
Pardon?
I'm moving now.
Okay.
Still going now? Still going now? Oh no, too
No,
late.
you started doing that recently, taking the lock off too soon.
Needs more practice. Do we do it next weekend, are we?
Still a school. People must have taken them to their garages.
No, there'll be far too much hassle motorised.
Soul plate.
You never get the fine adjustment that you need sometimes.
Apart from
The position of the...
the pins on it. There you go. But that looks to me, and I'm sure I've tried one up against another one. That is the same distances and everything.
Oh, wow.
But it's not. And I've got two of those. Now, apart from that high pressure sort of air,
Yeah,
sort of or something maybe, I don't know, air or ventilation or something.
Very, very old. We'll see
They are very new. They are very, very new. They've still got the piece of.
This is returned to
Tape. I always see it's hardened, is it?
it's
Over
hard
the
and
years?
gone on rubber over the years.
These things have normally got a date on them, haven't they?
How old do you think that is? It's got a piece
It's
of
in the box.
battery.
It's in the original box. It's have a look.
Has it got a date on that? On that
Packaging
label there?
date.
on there.
On there, yeah.
On the brown on the top. Turn it over, right.
No label on this one.
No, turn it over on the top.
Oh, there.
Bit of packing dirt
It's
on
a
it.
packing date on that one. Can you see it?
That could be a repacking date.
Can't see a date on it. It might be covered in this brown tape down here.
That'll be a repacking date.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not.
81.
It's not all.
1981.
1981. Oh, there we go.
Alan, what is that? What is that?
That fastens onto an ejection seat, and then the
That's kind of typical. What is it?
That's an option. This one.
it's a what's the actual abbreviation for this, guys?
PEC.
A PEC, personal equipment connector, and it clips onto an ejection seat and provides the pilot with comms and breathing air. I'm not sure what that one's for.
Well, that's not on this aircraft.
Because it's not on this.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
is not all of this aircraft.
Okay.
That looks.
And the idea is, of course, if the pilot ejects, then this connector will disconnect because obviously he's going to leave the seat at some point before he gets to the ground. You hope. So, but it's not for Vulcan, is it?
Falls off. There's a clamp on the seat that engages with that and also engages in the back part here, and that withdraws. That falls off because it's only clipped on at that point there.
How did you source that, Roger? Can you put that on camera? Couldn't possibly comment.
The internet stores, many are available.
It had nothing to do with RAF Stafford, did it?